All right. Good morning, y'all. Thanks for tuning back into Rusty Rebuilds. Today, we have exactly that, a rusted seized 4-speed top loader. And golly, is she froze up and nasty. This is going to end up going into the 62 Comet build behind the big block, 352. Not this one. This pile of parts back here. So let's go ahead and jump into this thing. We'll take the cover off real quick. And then we'll tune back in to see exactly how bad it is inside of this thing. Okay guys, first look at it. Hopefully it's not any worse than it was in the pictures. And honestly, it's rough, but I feel like with some evaporust, because we're here on a budget, we're trying to get this Comet V8 swapped with 4-speed manual for pretty cheap. My biggest thing is getting everything disassembled, and then once we disassemble it, we can clean it and soak it. I'm probably going to put some heat in this case as well real fast. Get this tail shaft off. And I don't know. I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to soak it in a 5-gallon bucket of diesel just to get stuff moving a little bit, shock it, disassemble it. All the engagers look good. I mean, it's rusted together, but it sure does look like it's a candidate to be saved. So we're going to try and do that. So let me get some heat in this case back here. I don't know. I'll give you all a quick another look. If you get in there, it is pretty gnarly. It's not pitted out real bad, so I'm hoping the evaporust can possibly save this and get these shift forks sliding free. I know we got some detents up here that we're gonna have to mess with, and I believe there's one down under here as well. But let's get this tail shaft off and then we'll get to it. All right, not looking too bad now. Bolts are real clean coming out. All right, got it off that back bearing housing. We'll slide it right out. All right, first look, we got a ton of debris here in the tail housing. Just rust and dirt and sand. Speedometer gear is smoked. Oh. Yeah, I think our best bet here is just to go ahead and soak her in a 5-gallon bucket of diesel for a day or so, and then we'll come back at her. Let me go ahead and zip this front bearing retainer off as well. We'll see what the front looks like. And as expected, rusty crusty as well. Put those bolts with that. Honestly, the front doesn't look half as bad as the back. We still got some nice color in the bearing. It's not completely rusted and orange. Um, Obviously, I'm not going to reuse that. I'm probably going to get the cheapest rebuild kit I can for this. Um, Bearings at the minimum. I'm sure there's going to be some things inside. But, all right, let's go ahead and soak this sucker in diesel for a day or so, and we'll link back tomorrow. Thank you guys again for watching. It's day 2, and everything here looks exactly the same, which is good. Let's hope that this diesel helped with this assembly. I'm gonna go ahead and pump this diesel back out into the 5-gallon jug. We're gonna jump right into tearing this thing down. Great news, guys. With a little bit of heat, the shift fork set screws, they both came out fantastic. I was worried about them being rusted or stripped, and one of them I struggled a little bit with my little socket, so I had to go with a star bit set. Um, but all in all, super happy. This was the most worried I was about any specific part. So I'm gonna put y'all overhead, and we're gonna finish this disassembly. I'm gonna get some heat in the rod that holds the shift forks in place. We're gonna get the top one out first, jump down to the second one, and then start working on getting these shafts out, seeing how bad these gears are. Okay, y'all, so I've been struggling a little bit here with this secondary shift fork rod. So I moved over to the counter shaft, I believe it's called, or reverse shaft. Hold your reverse gear, I believe. Um, Honestly, I don't know. I'm not a transmission guy by any means. I have no idea other than reverse what is on this rod. But I'm going to go ahead and take the second detent out. I'm thinking it's holding up this rod because I was rotating these two to get the detents onto the smooth part. So the detent was sticking in here, so I would rotate so the detent would pop off of that so that I could push this rod through. I'm thinking that's my issue here. So I'm going to go ahead, beat this out, and then just a few more things, and we'll have this down to a bare case today. Super stoked. Put y'all on time lapse. Let's get this sucker done. All right, and now the input shaft is free. We got all the needle bearings in there. The old grease was really, I guess, had a suction on it because I had a bear of a time pulling this front bearing out. But all in all, I mean, the bottom side of this gear, I don't know if y'all can tell, it's still looking pretty good. I think we can save everything on that. I might even reuse the bearing, to be honest. Bearing, there's a hard spot in it, so probably replace it. Yeah, we'll have to replace that bearing. All right, now let's work on the back half of this sucker. Okay, guys, if you've made it this far in the video, I appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. I know that montage of disassembly took some time. It was a pain in the ass getting these front and rear bearings out. The back bearing is, in fact, seized on there. So I believe that's why it wasn't spinning, because it was rusted onto the main shaft. But as y'all can see here, the case isn't in that great a shape. There's a bunch of gunk in the bottom. I pulled, I believe this is first gear off of the main shaft just to see how the shaft condition was. I think we're good. I damaged a little bit of the front of the shaft here, but I think I can take that down with some emery cloth or file where the input shaft slides over. Counter shaft, really mucky. Same with the reverse gear gang. Although I'm happy to say that I think all this is savable. And then we got our 3 shift arms on the exterior here. Those came out nice. All the surfaces in here are great. So I think I'm going to end up ending the video here. I might put together a little cleaning montage in a separate video, or I might put a little bit of that here into this video, depending on how long it is after I edit and everything. But part 2 will be reassembly with a rebuild kit, possibly just bearings, and then we'll move on to the 352, as well as pulling the inline 6 170 out of the Comet, doing some modification in the firewall to get that 352 in there. It's going to be so sweet. And I need to pull an 8-inch rear end and 5 lug front hubs off of a 65 Comet so that we can handle the power of the 352. It's not original to the truck like I believed it was. It is actually a 65 352. So it has the 9.3 to 1 compression instead of the 8.6, I believe it is. So we got about 250 horsepower out of this puppy. And the heads were worked. I have the receipts on that before I bought the truck. So I'm just going to clean the heads up. But that'll be it. Appreciate y'all for watching again. Like and subscribe. It'll really help me get more projects out. And tell me what you guys want to see next. V8 swap, turbo inline 6, 240, 250, inline 6, 300. Just let me know. Thank you guys.